Hi witches! So I want to start off this video today with a super quick shout out to the people who joined my Patreon this week. Thank you so much to both Robert and Amber for joining. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. Like legitimately, thank you guys so much. If you are interested, my Patreon is linked down below. I am going to promise you I will stop hitting this plant at some point, but I will probably not. But we do all sorts of fun stuff over there. We have exclusive live rituals on the new and full moon for all patrons. Tarot readings, mystery crystals of the month, which are going out today. I finally got them. The mail has been crazy. So keep an eye on your mailbox, guys. And I just am so excited to have everyone over there. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. You literally just, you guys are amazing. I am so grateful for everybody who supports me. So thank you guys so much. And without further ado, let's get to the video. Hi witches, it is Monday morning. I am freshly showered and hydrated. And today I wanted to update you guys on my garden, show you guys my plants, my gardening space, and maybe inspire you guys for your own indoor gardens. Now I am a witch who lives in an apartment, so most of my gardening happens over here. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and I'm gonna show you some of my plants. Okay, now that we have migrated to the floor, I will show you guys some of my seedlings, my plants, and then some of my organizational stuff, which for me as a Virgo is like top tier importance, right? So this actually, I really am excited to share with you guys because I don't know that I talk about it a whole lot. But this table, as I'm hitting stuff, is actually my very first altar that I ever had. So when I was like a youngster, I started practicing when I was about 13 years old. So I rescued this from the basement in my parents' house, and it's something that my mom got when she was living in the Philippines. So when my mom was a little girl, Vietnam was happening. My grandfather was in Vietnam, and so they had to like relocate, and they lived in the Philippines for a little bit. And this has survived since then. Now, it has some casualties from various moves over the last like 40 years. But I'm very blessed and very grateful to call it mine. There is so much melted wax in this thing though, like on the top. I'm just like, oh, but luckily, you know, she like knows I have it and she doesn't really care. So, I have lots of special things over here. I have some seeds that I have. Let's see, just some like little storage area. I have a plant right here down, like, I don't know if you can, where am I pointing? There. Back here, I have my little Persian shield. I'm giving it a little extra shade. When I got him, oh my gosh, super dried out. So I clipped down tons and tons of leaves. Like it felt really wrong, but I'm hoping that he will bud and, put out some new shoots. It'll be amazing. Then I have my basil plant. I got this. This is a weird witch tip, I guess. But I live in the middle of nowhere, so our like best grocery store is unfortunately Walmart, and they had like living plants in their produce section. So I got some basil, and then I got 2 rosemary plants. So I am growing those. I recently cut these down a lot because I was harvesting them to make some stuff for my Etsy store. So that's why they're looking kind of tiny, but I'm hoping like already this stuff here is like right here is new growth. And then this one. So I'm naming all of them so far. This is Jessup. This is Agatha. I'm looking for another name for this one. I love naming my plants, so I'm planning on giving all of them names. So my arm was getting tired. I had to put down my phone because I have the upper body strength of a dry spaghetti noodle. But I wanted to show you guys some seeds that I planted. I made these pots in a video last year around this time. I think it was actually in March, almost a year ago. And these are all meant to be offerings for my deities. So I'm growing these plants and honoring them and just like nurturing them as a devotional act for my deities. I have to go get 2 more. I only have 4 pots here. I messed up this time. I completely forgot to like label what is in what. I know Hearn got wildflowers and that is about it. And I think that I gave Bast catnip. Like that makes sense to me. But we're gonna find out. I'm very excited. I think I remember I will go through like the seed packets that I threw away and try to be like, I logicked my way out of this. But this is a good example of why you should write everything down, because even though I've been practicing for a very, very long time, I still make mistakes. And my mistake was like not labeling this stuff, and I should have written it down. I didn't. I was just too excited about like growing things in dirt. So stay tuned for that update. I will be doing these garden updates once a week, so once I figure it out, I will let you guys know, hopefully next week. Okay, so in terms of other stuff that I just generally have in my like garden area, like my indoor garden area, which will probably be changing a little bit, I have over here a humidifier. So that is like, my house is very old, therefore it is very dry in the winter, and I have a snake, and that is not great for snakes. I got him a new like humidifier thing specifically for his tank, so this is no longer needed for him, but I'm going to use it to keep this area kind of nice and hydrated. I have my yoga mat over here. I like to keep it with my plants. It just gives it good energy. Watering can, some extra soil, and just some little trinkets and mementos from people. Then I put, ignore how much cat hair is on here, you guys. Like, I don't need the judgment, oh my gosh. Every time I try to vacuum this, my cat freaks out. So anyways, I put his little bed here because he likes to sleep in my studio when it's really sunny. And he really likes it here because it's kind of hidden behind this plant. Okay, so moving right along, I wanted to show you guys this plant, which is actually really, really cool. This has been around since the 70s. So this is a plant that my partner's grandmother gave to him, and then he moved in, so therefore it is now mine. Mwahaha. No, but I would like to say that this is because of me, and that is because of me, and I helped, like, I did not grow it myself. I just watered it and like tried to nurture this plant. And then there's some little shoots there, and then look, there's some new growth, you guys. Oh, look how beautiful it is. Look at it. Sorry, ignore how messy my studio is, by the way. Oh my gosh, I should have cleaned up. But yeah, I'm just super excited, and I will show you guys, we have a cutting of it that is grown into its own big plant. So eventually this plant is going to go back to his grandmother with a bigger planter, but we are going to keep this one and put its little cutting that grew into a larger thing than we expected into this. So it's kind of like this cool, like, generational plant exchange, if that makes sense. All right, I'm sparing you my face on this one, so you're welcome. So here is another view of that plant. Again, I am taking some credit for this because it has flourished under my care, and I will always be proud of myself for that, because for a very long time I thought I was only able to kill things. That's a gross cup, ignore it, I need to get rid of it. I am definitely going to be doing some cleaning today. This plant has a lot going on, and I need to talk to my partner about it because it is technically their plant, and I don't want to like cut anything without talking to them first. Then yes, we do keep our like Alexa device here. Okay, good, she didn't turn, no. We do keep it there. It looks really cool at night because it glows all blue, as you guys saw. So I know that seems weird, I don't know, I just really like when nature overtakes technology, so I also put like these really cool purple LED lights that I need batteries for. Again, this week is an organizational week for the garden, so you'll definitely see a bigger change in next week's update. You can see some of that dried wax I was talking about, but I got these like for a Halloween thing, I think, for like $5, so not super expensive, but still really cool. And this monstrosity, I don't know where the clover came from, to be quite honest with you, but like whatever, I think it's neat. But these I got during quarantine. So both of these I got during quarantine, and I desperately need to get them into different containers because that's all I had. So I was like, I am depressed and alone. I will make friends, and they've lived this long somehow. I have no idea. Some cacti and some cuttings and some things that we are propagating in various bottles. Then I have this, which is really cool, and it's a little planter. I might actually put that in here because I think that would be neat. And I have some cactus soil. So yes, as you can see, I'm very, very organized this year with my garden. But this is a little planter with the moon phases on it that I found at a shop near me, which is really cute, and it was just nice, so I had to get it. And then this is actually one of my favorite planters. One of my friends gave this to me for my birthday, and it's a little skull, and he looks like he has hair with his little air plant. Surprisingly, one of the only air plants I have not killed. I know air plants are super hard to kill, but I somehow always find a way. So next we have some other cacti that belong to my partner. So these are all his plants. This is actually a very ugly looking plant indeed, but this is called a Jericho Rose. My mom called them dinosaur plants. I think that's just a name that she had for them. But these are really cool in that they're a type of moss, and you put a little bit of water in the bottom of their dish, and this is on my Anubis altar, by the way. They're called Jericho Roses or Resurrection Roses usually. And usually they are actually like curled up into this tiny little ball. So when that happens, I'm going to be making another video. I'll try to show you guys next week of it kind of dried up and curled up, and then I'll show you the aftermath after it's blossoming. But these are really cool. They are super old plants, and their ability to survive without water and without sunlight is like very, very cool. So I thought that a resurrection rose would be a cool offering and a poignant offering to Anubis. So this usually is curled up a little bit more and just kind of sits on his altar. And finally, we have two more plants. This is Luke, and he has very, very long little tendrils over here. And the slightly more symmetrical, less tendrily one is Leia, of course, and that's because she is symmetrical. And when Chris brought her in, it was like it almost looked like her, you know, space buns or whatever. So those are our two up here. So that is basically my garden. So yeah, that's kind of the extent of my indoor garden right now. I am working on like fixing some of the window boxes outside and trying to get those prepared, but there's like a lot going on, and it's also super duper loud outside right now and very windy. So there's just dirt everywhere, and when I tried to film, it was a disaster. So next week I will show you all of that stuff and kind of walk you through my plan for my outdoor garden, but I wanted to show you guys the indoor garden, give you guys a good update, and then next week you'll see like how I've cleaned things up and organized everything. So I hope that this was fun for everybody. It was definitely fun for me. I can't wait to show you guys my garden next week, and I'll see you all then. Bye.